Hi Gemini, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is your reading for the new moon in Cancer, but we're reading for the latter part of this year for love. So it's a really good energy to talk about love, and a lot of love will be coming into our lives from these transits. I already talked about the astrology in a collective reading. There's a playlist down below in the description called the Abundant Love playlist. And in it are several videos that are talking about why this is important right now. So you can go and check that out if you're interested. But here today we're going to do a tarot reading for the latter part of 2011. So July through December 2021. Okay, so let's take a look at your tarot cards to start off with. Your primary energy is the Chariot. So if you're dealing with a Cancer, there may be a relationship that's important for you right now. This is all about getting over things. So many of you will feel like you're finally moving past circumstances that have been harmful or destructive to you. You're getting past the difficulties and now you feel like you're in a good direction, moving in a good direction forward. The next message is the Hanged Man, which is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is currently in your 10th house of career. I feel as though there are more opportunities coming to you in work, and I know this is a love reading, but I feel as though you're going to have ample opportunities, especially towards November, December, and then January, February. I think that things are going to really pick up. Then we have the King of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries. Not always, just a general look. I think female Geminis are going to be very, very strong right now. I think that you will be, the girl boss. I know that's not a cool term anymore, but like a very girl boss sort of energy. I feel as though self-direction is very important for you at this time, which means that you will need to be self-directed. Decide by yourself. Don't ask other people. And make your decisions about others by yourself as well. If you're dealing with a Cancer, you're thinking about them a lot. They could be coming back to you from the past. So this relationship could have ended in the past and they're just coming straight in towards you. Then we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, that's Mercury and Sagittarius. You have, through the fall, a real chance of speaking up for your feelings. It's very likely that you are going to find resolution to your feelings about past circumstances. And when you do so, you are going to want to talk to people, open up, have conversations with others. You're going to reach out. It's going to be like a person reborn and ready to reconnect with all the people that you blocked out in the past. Then we have the Four of Pentacles, Sun in Capricorn energy. I feel as though things are going to pick up for you right until the end of December. I think your transit is going to be extremely strong next Aquarian season, which is January, February 2022. So right after the end of this year and this time period that we're reading for. But I have a feeling that things are picking up for you faster and faster and things are getting better. I have a feeling that you are going to be in a place where you really want to be at the end of the year. In terms of relationships, you're going to be either very single and happy with it because that's what you want, or you're going to be in the relationship you want with a lot of structure in it, with a lot of trust, a good understanding. I also feel as though there's someone who could potentially be reaching out to you because they miss you, because they want you. Somebody made a mistake and now they're reaching out to you as well through the fall and winter. There's messages here for many people. This is a general reading. So if you are kind of hearing parts and pieces. That's okay. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Let me tell you astrologically some of the things that are going on for your sign through now, that and why I'm doing this reading now, because it's kind of significant. And then also I did a collective reading breaking down these transits in detail. It's in the description down below. It's called the Abundant Love playlist. So, okay. So what we see here is, for you, the most significant transit in July is the North Node, the true North Node with Aldebaran. I talked about it in like 6 videos. So go through my playlist and learn about that. Essentially, this is a once in a 20-year transit that allows you to be really focused on what you want. And coming off of a year in which you purged so much in the past, you have the opportunity to really move forward in the direction you want. You just can't deny yourself. This King of Wands is very much your energy, whether you're female or male. It's pure passion about going in the direction that you want. It's almost like racing to the person and the situation you want, and then settling down in that energy by the end of the year. Okay? But I actually see also for you, many people, someone reaching out to you from the past. You may have waited for somebody for quite a long time and they never quite got back to you, and I think you moved on, and you might see that that person is actually contacting you again. The other transit is the new moon in Cancer. It's in the 2nd house, very good for monetary things. We have a conjunction between Venus and Mars on the 13th of July. This is where this love transit really begins. Mars and Venus will go back and forth through the early part of next year, right here in your 8th and 9th house. And it's going to be a back and forth. Venus will pass Mars, then Mars will pass Venus, and then Venus will pass Mars again. And what that's going to be is going to be a chase between your drive and your passions, what you love and what you do. And by those 2 planets interacting, you are going to finally decide some things about love. And some of you will experience love catching up to you. Relationships will come into your life through this time. So it's really the Venus and Mars conjunction in Leo that's so exciting. And there's also this observation about the chart itself. The outer planets, which are like the social planets, plus the outer planets, which have to do with like generational astrology and so forth, bigger picture things, are on the opposite side of your chart from your inner planets. They're also mostly all retrograde. Chiron will go retrograde in July. And so your personal planets are actually direct at this time. So a lot has to do in July and into September with your personal agency. What are you going to choose? What do you want? You're supposed to ask yourself that a lot, especially with the North Node, with Aldebaran. And all those answers that come to your mind are so imperative. I'm forgetting one more transit. Oh, there's also a conjunction between Sirius and the Sun. This happens on July 5th, so you're going to get to see this on the day that it is happening. And so again, initiative with money. Put faith into which direction you want. Sirian energy is to do with starseed energy oftentimes. So if you work with those energies, you want to connect with the Sirian frequencies. I also have meditations for the Sirian stuff for those of you who are not familiar with it. It's very accessible, so you won't have to be like an expert to do it or anything. Okay, so more messages for Gemini's Sun, Moon, and Rising. 5 of Cups. Yeah, it really looks like in the past some of you guys got delayed by other people's behaviors, and it's kind of insult to injury sort of circumstances where they were not only insulting you, but they were causing you delays, and or like adding insult by not giving you the proper treatment in the way that they should have. And this could have been a big pattern. In fact, I think it was for many of you, with like something that you struggled with for an extended period of time. Then we have Lovers, which is your card Gemini. Some of you had romantic encounters with people while you were in this situation. So you were waiting but not really. You were also either fully engaged in a romance in another direction while waiting for one person, or you were completely caught up having a crush on someone, having feelings for someone in another direction while you were waiting for things to get unstuck. The thing that I feel like many of you had to get unstuck from is like the mental turmoil from a lot of circumstances that were extremely erratic. And I think that those circumstances have calmed down, and you will successfully resolve those ups and downs, especially about feelings, about acceptance and rejection. I think this was a huge theme for you in the recent past, where maybe you were involved in a relationship with someone who was chronically rejecting you, or you felt rejected all the time. And so I think you're coming to terms, you're working it out, but it's taking time in order to figure it all out, but you will. The next message is the High Priestess. Trust your intuition through this. This is an amazing transit for you, especially in July, to trust your instincts, know which direction you need to go. Many Geminis have had their life shaken up in the last couple years, which can make a person question their instincts. But if you do persevere through that energy, and you can trust your instincts, and you still like follow through with what you believe to be true and so forth, then I feel like you're going to be very rewarded by that. You're going to see that that's a really wonderful outcome for you, a really wonderful resolution, or you're going to prove yourself right, and you're going to be very happy with yourself. So if somebody asks you out and you're like, yeah, I want to go see and spend time with them, then I think that when you do so, you'll be very happy that you took risks. You'll be very happy that you took chances in those circumstances where your intuition is saying you should. Lilith is moving into your first house, so pathological, paranoid, fear-based ways of approaching things are really toxic to you at this time. Now, I'm not some love and light, turn away from all negativity and absorb the light kind of person. But with Lilith especially, you should be extremely guarded against negativity in your first house. I'll show you, so for those of you who are new to astrology. So Lilith coming into Gemini's first house might feel a little bit daunting. And so it's like anything else. When you're vulnerable to something, you need to best protect against it. So for the next 10 months, be very wary of superstitious thinking, paranoia, all those kinds of projecting, or getting really obsessed about something, or worry if you're having a lot of intrusive thoughts with this Gemini Lilith, especially like wrongfully like thinking about others in an angry way. If the angry twin is coming out a bit more, especially towards your partner or towards someone you like, don't be pessimistic through this transit. It's a slippery slope with Lilith, and it's not a Gemini feature. It has to do with Lilith's influence in Gemini. So you'll do very well by being positive. You'll do very well by recognizing when you are in the negative mentally, when we all are, right? And protect yourself against it. Be the happy twin, optimistic twin. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Again, a lot of work will require a lot of your attention. So there's going to be a lot of times when you're going to be really alone at work and really needing to work hard. The next message is the Ten of Wands. All that work and everything that you're putting in is going to lead to wonderful success. But as you are very busy and as you have a lot of things going on, don't allow other people to interject right at the moment when you're working. So like maybe don't pick up the phone while at work, or, when you're at work, don't text back until you're finished. Have, I think that that could be very destabilizing for you through the fall. So if you keep on interacting with others at work, around issues that are not to do with work, then I think you're going to burn yourself out. Essentially, Ten of Wands is kind of telling me that you're at a limit, and we all will be at a limit this fall because there's so much going on and the pace will be very fast. Jupiter in Aquarius, and this is going to be like a sprint the next 6 months, and so you don't want to complicate things by just messing with your personal things over a flirtation rather than like something serious. I'm not saying you're not getting serious love, but I feel like there could be like flirtatious energy around you, sort of, trying to get your attention. Okay, then we have the Page of Pentacles. Again, I'll lay down the entire row. We have the Five of Swords. Okay. Some of you guys have been arguing with a partner. They have been very stubborn with you, and nobody knows that but you. I think that relationship is on the go if you're in that situation. That doesn't apply to all Geminis, of course. Then we have the Nine of Swords. I have a feeling that you fail to trust your instinct because you're sort of afraid of it being right, or some version of this. I feel like maybe you have had intuitive moments that were dark or even somewhat scary, like ominous. And so now you are careful with that frequency. You're not necessarily like so quick to be there, right? So main thing I can tell you, this whole situation is that you are definitely meant to trust your intuition with things, and make things simple when they get complicated for you. Lilith in the first house will also make things like stir crazy, or lots of things happening together at the same time to distract. You want to be careful with that energy, but good things are coming to you. It's just taking a little bit of time, and in relationships, if they're not moving slow, they're not good for you. So, and I don't mean that again as like a life truism. I mean that at this time through the fall, you will really want to see what people are about. I see you as in a passive position, sitting there and waiting to receive all the information. Very, very patient, Gemini. I think that there's this energy here of knowing about yourself, knowing your value, and waiting for the proper complement to come in. Your South Node is in your 7th house of partnership. So there's a lot of stuff in reference to past relationships that you're working through at this time. The South Node will transit into Scorpio in December. So this is the end of this transit. And at this point, you might really be drawing on past experiences to know how to handle things at this time. Let's pick one more card for this row. We have the Three of Swords. Don't let past experiences that were hurtful or sad discourage you. Don't let them hurry you into situations that you don't want to be in. What I see with you is a lot of struggling with yourself because of past situations, like overwhelming thoughts, worry, not trusting the future, catastrophizing, all of these sorts of energies. But you have such a good position. So you have such a good life circumstance and position that maybe you're kind of damping it down. And so you might have someone around you. It seems like a petty person, like a small person, a person who is immature, who is... Small people latch on to small things and weaknesses. And so this person could be in some way negative or reinforcing your worries. So if you have someone around you who fits that description, possibly a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, but not always so, then take a look at that situation and to see if they're being immature, if they're, constantly feeding you worries and fears. You really want to stay out of that energy. What I see for you is a lot of, I feel as though you're getting attention from others, romantic attention and so forth. But your head's with you, your mind's with yourself at this time. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles here. So someone who should be a friend wasn't, and I think you already know what that's about. Somebody is petty and someone is a one-way street sort of person, one-way ticket. They only take, they don't really give. But I do feel like there's romance around you at this time. You have Jupiter at the top of your chart, and in December it's moving back into your 10th house. So, put yourself in positive circumstances. I feel like love situations for the latter part of the year for many of you will look like new relationships forming. So I feel as though they're introductory flirtations, interactions, where you're just getting to know the people you're interacting with. And on a private level, you could be like frustrated and irritated by things of the past as you're working through them, like the consequences of them, your worries, your pains about them, and so forth. But like in your public life, you're actually quite bubbly and interacting and boisterous. And I think even though that feels awkward, where we're sad inside or worried inside, and we're dealing with all these people in happy places and all this stuff, ultimately that is the right direction. So it's okay that you don't feel great inside while you're having fun with people and mingling and so forth, interacting. Those interactions are going to lead to times when you do feel good inside, and they're just around the corner, probably in these last three cards. They're probably coming. So it's kind of like a precursor for being okay. And so when you are okay, you'll in other words, you'll bounce back. So make sure you go out to social interactions when you're invited. If you don't feel great, put on some makeup and get out there. Don't put on makeup, but just put yourself out there. Even when you're not feeling the best or you're still worried about the past. I sense you're worrying for the future to come in, and you're sort of overshadowed by some things in the past that were petty, uncomfortable, disappointing, rejection, all of those things. Then we have the Fool, and I mean in the recent past. Okay, so you're not sure what the new beginning will be, and that's what could be freaking you out. Listen, with the North Node with Aldebaran, so in my chart I have the mean node listed. It's just in my chart that way. But the North Node, the true node, is actually at 10 degrees of Gemini for the majority of July. And so for you, intentions, and right till the end of the year when the North Node moves into Taurus, your intentions are key. So don't doubt your new beginnings. Don't doubt these, like somebody calls you and wants to take you on a date. Try different things. Have social circumstances. Pursue all those things. Don't doubt it. Your mind is a very powerful manifester at this time. What you believe will literally happen. So if you're like, oh, they're going to stand me up for our date, they're going to stand you up. But if you expect the best and you feel that with your whole being, then you get the best. Then we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, new beginning in love. It's coming at the end of the year. New beginning in love, all this waiting, all this. Don't skip the work. Don't cut corners. Do your personal work, and love is coming your way. I could say probably even in late October, you could start interacting with this person on some level. Even here in the summertime, you could hear from them. By the way, I'm not sick. But even in the summertime, you could hear from them in some way. It could be the first flirtation, the first time you talk to them, and so forth. And at the end of the year is when things really take off. You spend more time with them. I have a feeling some of you might not see this person for several weeks. So you have this encounter, the sparks fly, and then for whatever reason, you don't see them for 3 or 4 weeks. And then slowly you start reconnecting. So, and that's okay. So don't worry about, don't worry about 3 of Swords here. Don't worry about it. Don't work yourself up. The Moon. So I think that whoever you're dealing with towards the end of the year, I think that they find you really beautiful. Honestly, I think that maybe the people in the past didn't appreciate your beauty inside and out as much as they should have. And so there was this lack of beauty appreciation, a lack of recognition of your values and qualities. And I think that you're going to be around someone who recognizes the beauty within you. They recognize these 2 cards together are just magnificent. So they really see what's special about you. And I think this 3 of Swords and this hard work 10 of Wands, it all comes down to sort of not being recognized for your beauty, not being recognized for your qualities. And the 9 of Swords here, it's like someone or something left you really high and dry without that much celebration for who you are. And it doesn't mean that you have to be constantly celebrated and venerated and all this stuff, but I feel like a little bit is necessary for all of us. And when you don't get it, you're like all of us, kind of any human being who has been not only not appreciated for their values, but even discouraged or put down for their qualities, can feel very dry and empty after such an encounter or set of situations. So I'm very happy that, and I think that that's what sort of happened for you. A set of circumstances for many of you have left you like just, and then it's like this Page of Pentacles to me seems like insult to injury. So whatever happened was much bigger than this person, but it's when we're hurt that people like this just seem to find their way in, right? It's like bees to honey. Okay, so then we have the 4 of Swords. It's saying relax. Relax, take it easy, don't rush. You have a lot of things to think about, a lot of things coming. Be patient, it's all coming. And don't worry about it. It genuinely will be here for you very, very soon. Let's take a look at your major. I have 2 dice for signs you may want to pay attention to. For the last 6 months of the year, we have Taurus energy. So Tauruses and Cancers, very interesting energy for Gemini. I hope that they bring you kindness and help, happiness and all of that. And I hope that they help you to do well in everything that you're doing. So yes, love at the end of the year. We have the Moon, which is ruled by Pisces. I think that whatever, it feels like irritable, like you're not getting what you need until the end of the year, but already now you're looking for it and you will find it ultimately. So before you weren't looking for it. And that's what the Chariot is about. It's like you went from a state of not even trying towards healing to such a level that you actually want to amend and change your circumstances, and that's going to lead to good outcomes. Okay, Gemini, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the year, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.